It's a great pleasure to be here. I want to talk about the Risk Anticipation Data Hub that we are releasing today. And the works really started a long time ago. It started with a simple observation. We want to do better risk analysis that looks at all the risks in their complexity. And we want to be more evidence-based, and I need to actually have this thing if I want to move on. So let's use more data as we do. So the open data sort of movement in the late 2000s and 2010s led to a massive eruption of indicators and indexes published online. And many of you were contributors of that data, and our assumption was if we can organize it and put it to good use, then we will really enable our country teams. UNDP has a presence in 170 countries, and our purpose is really to support the country teams to understand environmental, political, security risks. Country teams thought, maybe not. This doesn't really help us. So we started pulling together data sets from all sorts of sources. The UN, this table is really kind of in the way. The UN, OECD, oh, it's okay, it's not that bad. UCLED, of course, GDAX, Fragile States Index, Global Peace Index, the Uppsala conflict data. And we realized that it really takes a lot of work. As I said, we started nearly 10 years ago to put this together. You know, the data is not structured in the same way, and many of you, I'm sure, are very familiar with some of these challenges. So chipping away for many years, we started to put it together into basically a data warehouse to structure it. And we built it so that we had the worksheets, and the data was organized for country offices so that they can basically pull the data. And this helped us to tailor it in terms of what we called, the product that we developed, the crisis risk dashboards. And this really enabled country teams, and we tailored basically more than 30 of these crisis risk dashboards, and it enabled the country teams then to select the indicators that's relevant to them and really work with the data and use that in their programming and into their decision making. And the purpose was always to provide them with a multidimensional perspective on risk across the sectors. And it's not only for informing programming, we also use it with our colleagues in DPO, DPPA, in terms of analytics and also advocacy engagement with our partners at the national level. Well, today we have very happy to launch here really the next gen of the crisis risk dashboards that we are calling the Risk Anticipation Data Hub, and this is with the support from Kraft, that we have developed this as a digital public good. And we also have the good fortune of collaborating with Google.org, so the Risk Anticipation Data Hub also has the architecture and many of the tools and the benefits of the Google Data Commons. So the RAD provides, shorthand, sorry, in the UN, we love acronyms. So I went from Risk Anticipation Hub to RAD. The RAD provides an API so that you can pull the data directly into your workflows and into your tools and systems. And it doesn't require any clearing or tagging or harmonizing, because that work is done at the back end already. And we hope that this would be a hugely helpful tool, not only for those organizations that require the data to come in, but also, of course, for research and for further development of decision support tools. So I want to show you, I need to press it again for the little demo to run. So let's see. Yeah, there it goes. So you can navigate by topics, you can use the filters, or we have also questions. It's use natural language. And there are a few questions set up so that you can to start you off. We organize the data into 5 main topics, as you can see. So these are the main categories. And if you're interested, say, in governance, then it pulls out all the indicators from the curated and vetted data set. You will see also that there's no hallucination. The data is drawn directly from the source, so the lineage and the direction is very clear in terms of how it generates it. Then, if I just wait for it to run, you can type your own questions there in terms of looking for pulling out specific sets of indicators around conflict risk. Again, it provides it at the global level. You can scroll down. The data is displayed as maps, the geographic data, or as line charts, other indicators. And you can really dwell down into this. If you want to adapt it to your own, the language is so easy to use. You can also, for your own context, instead of Asia, you can tailor your questions in terms of running some of these queries. And again, huge flexibility to dig deeper into the data at the regional level, but you can also look at it at the country level, where it pulls out then a number of indicators. Just give it a few seconds to run through the country level. We can also use it to compare countries. For example, here we're looking at comparing Burkina Faso and Mali on food security, and then it pulls out comparative statistics from the underlying data in terms of the indicators that's of interest with you. As I said, this is built with within the architecture, or relying on the architecture of global data commons from Google, and we're also going to build in the additional tools associated with that architecture. This is work in progress, and it will be available in the next few months. So voila, it is still a staging site, so we would be very happy. I'll give you the QR code that makes it easier, makes life easier. Please, this is the community that we're really interested in engaging around this tool, around the Risk Anticipation Hub. We would love your feedback. And I am hoping you are taking photos of the QR code, and I'm not blocking your way. We would love your feedback, and what we're going to... sorry. Come on. I have a timer that's ticking, so... so, love your feedback. Write to us. We have colleagues in the room, and more will be online, and the online part of the conference on Wednesday. Keeping with the swarm and the ecosystem storyline, we are going to build on some agentic agents also to improve the user experience. This is also going to be available in the next few months. And I can end by saying big thank you to Craft, Antje is here, and to all our colleagues that worked on this. And my time's up. Thank you.